Good evening, welcome back to my channel. So this is the next update I have for you on the Hot Little Fighter. As you can see, I've made some progress, quite a bit of progress actually. I've finally gotten the fuselage parts put together, brought the nose and engine assembly together, got that, and now am in the putty and sanding and putty and sanding and putty and sanding type phase. So now comes the fun part. This is where I've got the raw bits down. Now I get to come up with the details and so forth. So let's go around it. So we put the nose on, and I did decide to use the nose from the F4. As you can see, I've shaped it, resanded it, and then I did put a plate of 2mm Sintra down the line. And I did it intentionally so I could get this upper lip. And that upper lip leads to those two guns. I did drill out a little bit of a divot for the fire, for the bullets. There we go. I did practice, so as you can see I took something like that and I just practiced till I got something that was doing about right, and I used this. Of course, I use my Dremel and that grinding bit actually, and it just made short work of what I was after. But what that did do is I needed to get guns on this thing in a place where it made sense, and I keep looking at this space. But anyway, that's why I put that strip there. I like the look. It was clamped down. It is following some of the contour of the Spitfire nose. I know the Spitfire kind of does this little wave. This flattens that out just a little bit. I'm still sanding down. I'm still puttying and detailing. So the Phantom nose came up, matched where this arcs up. I kind of stuck up a little bit, but then that strip that I put there flowed that over. So I think that's going to work out all right once I get done all the filling and sanding and filling and sanding. The wing roots from the old Spitfire are filled in with two-part putty. Matter of fact, while we're at it, let's talk about what I used. I used this stuff. This stuff is way cool. It's light. You have a working time. It says 60 minutes, 4 hours. It depends. It really depends on how much you mix. If you mix a little bit, then it hardens really, really fast. If you do a glob of it, then these numbers are about right. It's 50-50. You just mix it and you just mush it together. This stuff is awesome. It solidifies rock hard. You can see that I globbed out way too much, and this is the glob that I used to do all of this. The bottom, the sides, everything. Cool thing about this is it's kind of sticky-ish, but not really. It's not like green stuff. But you put it with water and this stuff smooths out. It's like working with putty. It really is like, not putty, it's like working with clay. You get the surface wet and it just slicks down like glass, like that. Using my sculpting tools, you just dip them in a pot of water and go over them like that. I'll take that one there, dip it in a pot of water, and just spread. Just spend the time just doing that, and this will get slick and smooth. It'll get smooth like glass. Then all you do, is like take this one, again, dip it in water, and you can just contour it and just work the heck out of it, which is exactly what I did on the underside here. I got the general contours here, and all I did was take this tool and just keep spreading. So this stuff, and then as you can see, it hardens. This is actually really, really light. This is I don't even have a guesstimate on weight, but this block is incredibly light. It's not like resin. It's not like, you know, a clump of green stuff that would be this size. It's like a tenth the weight. But, you know, you want to, I'm putting serious effort into gouging into this, and you can see that's all I'm able. Now that it's hard, I have to work at it. Now, the cool thing is you can still work it even when it's hard. You know, your sandpaper cuts right into it. You know, this hard sandpaper is going to cut right into that, and then it sands down very, very quickly. And it works very well. It's a great putty. It's sloppy-ish to work with, but I love it. It's also, and again, the real reason I went with this stuff, Freeform Air, is it's very, very light. I had it, and it's incredibly light. It's not as expensive as green stuff, which is way cool. It doesn't set up anywhere near as fast as green stuff. It's not as sticky as green stuff, which is why it doesn't have the same kind of usage. But for this kind of application, it was perfect. So back to the point. I filled in the wing roots, shaped them down to follow this contour, and I'm still not convinced. I'm not going to put something down here. The intakes are going to come to about here, you know, when they're on, which is going to take away a lot of this. I really like the idea of an underwing gun, but we'll figure that out. But we have shaped this. I've shaped this. I had this gap here, filled that in, gave that contour there, did this, then flipped this over. I've worked this wing root, and this is going to have kind of it has this sort of dual flow back to these. I'm going to smooth these down a little more. But you know, you can see the general gist of where we're going with this. I also have worked on the landing gear, just primed them. Now, one of the issues with the landing gear is, let's drop this guy in. You know, they go in at the angle of the wing, which is, you know, what the F4 wing was. So I've drilled them so that now they will go in like this. So they're going to set at that angle. I took a drill, went, changed the angle on it. So now, once I have this ready, they will actually sit at the correct angle for what I want, and they'll sit up. So I will now, so that piece is also done. Nope, sorry about that. Oop, sorry again. The other thing I've also think I have decided, oh my gosh, if I could keep from knocking this around, that'd be great, is I am going to go with a single tail fin. I think it just works. I fiddled around with the concept of the two tail fins, and I kept, in my head, I kept seeing the stupid Batmobile that just flopped around and it bugged the heck out of me. This has a Viper type look. This is actually the top off the F4. Sanded and ground to meet the same contour, so that will go there when I get to that point. Once I get done sanding all this stuff and I have the panel lines rescribed mostly, then I'll put that on. I am leaving the engine bells or the engine nozzles out for now until I get done working all this. This is where all my work is right now. I have got all this stuff to redo to make work, you know, symmetrical, to get, you know, you can see this is not quite symmetrical. I've got to dig a bunch of this stuff out. But that's just patience, you know, patience with sandpaper and so forth. Once I have it basically sanded, I've taken a lot of the rivet detail away from this, and I did it on purpose. I will go back and put fine scribe lines in it. I'm considering putting rivet detail across the whole model. I will see. Still am trying to figure out what to do with these cutouts, but that's the general gist of where we are now. That's what it looks like from the front. This will give you a bit of a look of what it'll look like from the back. Again, with that up there. from the side, from the top. The other thing, this has kind of turned into a double build. I started getting fussy, started getting concerned about the scale of this thing. Started looking at the size of the pilot and going, oh man, I don't know if this is looking right. So I went ahead and pulled out one of the Vipers Mark IIs that I have in my stash. Pretty much just to slap it together to get myself a scale comparison. I do have one that's finished, but it's put away and I can't really get to it at the moment. So as it happens, these end up being about the same. The scale of these two work out pretty close, which makes me happier. So this is probably going to get set aside again because I got what I needed. And then once I get done with this, I'll finish that. This I just put together real quick. I did the cockpit quick. I did a landing gear quick, just so I could get this piece together. Because if you're familiar at all with the Mobius kit, all that stuff has to get together before you can get the fuselage piece put together. But this is the piece I needed. I really wanted to get a feel for the scale, and they are on par. So they are on par for me, so for my aesthetic, and that makes me content. Still have a lot to do, still have a lot more to go, but I wanted to share a little bit as far as where I had gotten so far with this one. I have a whole lot more of cranking out to do with sandpaper, and probably some more contouring to do down here just to flow these lines back together. Get the basic shape done, get the peripherals put on like the air scoops, and then go back, rescribe all the lines, get the upper stabilizer done, then get a primer on it so I can actually start painting and seeing where all the things need to be done. So there you go. I hope you're enjoying this little journey with this. And I hope this inspires you, that if you're at all interested, curious, or whatever about saying, hey, it'd be cool to make something on my own, and but well, no but, just do it. Because I haven't done a scratch build like this in 30 years. So this is really my first time of actually trying to do something and do it well, or as well as I can given my skills. So there you go. Give it a shot. I hope you enjoy this, and I will see you folks next time. Thank you.